We go to Washington, where Scotus was a busy bee.
You're kidding.
They dropped a hammer of a decision that would make Thor proud. Referencing the Donald Trump case. Presidents have immunity for certain official acts.
What the fuck?
Joe, your thoughts.
Come on, man. Give me a little break here.
And Democrats, I'm sure you have something to say as well.
Could this year get any fucking worse?
I'm Jazz Borganzo on this.
It is what it is.
To quote former SportsCenter Dan Patrick, you can't stop them, you can only hope to contain them.
Everything woke turns to shit.
And it's what's next. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. I'm Jazz Borganzo. What's next? Another episode for you. Facts, common sense, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Tuesday. And, of course, we are in the aftermath. Scotus has been very busy the last, week or so. After deciding that government can collude, can sleep with, can spoon social media into censoring what you and I think, which of course is a very asinine decision to make, and of course it will be appealed. We're not here to talk about that. I mentioned that in the last video, and of course I, ranted and raved and, told Scotus what I think of them. And of course they're probably like going, why? Why the hate? Why? But anyway. In another blockbuster decision by Scotus, they've ruled in the Trump case that presidents have immunity that is covered under certain official acts, or official acts covered by immunity in this case. And I'm sure the Democrats and Joe Biden, the Democrats mainly are enraged. And Joe, he was told and then pretty much forgot right afterwards. But anyway, here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. A little background. Trump wins. Supreme Court says presidents covered by immunity for official acts. I'm not going to go into the whole article. Pretty much I'm going to go into the Democrats' reaction of it. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in favor of former President Donald Trump on Monday, holding a 6-3 decision that presidents are covered by limited immunity from criminal prosecutions for actions while taken in office. Under our constitutional structure of separated powers, the nature of the presidential powers entitles a former president to absolute immunity from criminal prosecution or actions, for actions within his conclusive and preclusive constitutional authority. And he is entitled to at least presumptive immunity from prosecution for all his official acts. There is no immunity for unofficial acts. Court also ruled that the president is entitled to a pretrial hearing on immunity that can be appealed all the way back to the Supreme Court before a trial begins. That means any trial of the former president will take place after Election Day 2024. Oh, I'm sure the Dems are loving every minute of it. And we go to this. Democrats warn immunity decision will let presidents go after political opponents. Ooh, they will come after you. Democrats implied Monday that former President Donald Trump will pursue his political opponents legally if he returns to the White House, following the Supreme Court's decision on presidential immunity, Trump versus U.S. Some unknown Karen. If Trump ever becomes president, immunity won't matter. What does matter? American people should start understanding that authoritarian rule which this decision stems. If a president has SEAL Team 6 kill his political opponents and mark them as official acts, it's over. Gee, where have I heard that before about SEAL teams being used against political opponents? Anyway, escapes me. Democratic Party activist and pundit Van Jones warned the decision granted presidents a, quote, license to thug. A little racist, Van? Just a little bit? I think it's politically bad. It makes the Supreme Court look very partisan. They look like they're wearing red jerseys or even MAGA hats. Really, Van? Did you miss the last decision that Scotus just did regarding social media? I'm sure you did. It's almost like a license to thug. Breitbart News reported that the court held a 6-3 decision that presidents enjoy absolute immunity for official acts, but not for unofficial. While it's up to the courts to adjudicate the difference, the Supreme Court said the president has a right to pretrial challenges regarding whether any particular acts fall under official or unofficial, as clear as mud. That's what the Supreme Court does. Democrats warned that MAGA Scotus has given presidents license to eliminate their political opponents. They appear to be following the lead of Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Remember her? She happened to be Spanish, so she had an advantage in being a Scotus judge. Who wrote the dissent in the court liberals? Or the court liberals. The court effectively creates a law-free zone around the president, upsetting the status quo that existed since the founding. This new official act's immunity now lies about like a loaded weapon for any president that wishes to place his own interest above his own political survival, or his own financial gain above the interests of the nation. The President of the United States is now the most powerful person in the country and possibly the world when he uses official powers in any way under the majority's reasoning. Now, he will now be insulated from criminal prosecution. Orders the Navy SEAL team to assassinate a political rival. Immune? Dumb. That's a dumb-ass comment. Organizes a military coup to hold on to power. Immune? Takes a bribe in exchange for a pardon. Immune, 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 immune. Let the president violate the law. Let him exploit the trappings of his officials of personal gain. Let him use official power for evil ends, because if he knew that he may be one day facing liability for breaking the law, he may not be as bold or fearless as he would like him to be. That's the majority's message today. Even if these nightmare scenarios never play out, and I pray they never do, the damage has been done. The relationship between the president and the people he serves has shifted irrevocably. Wow, I couldn't get that word out. Holy cow. In every use of official power, the president is now king above the law. Sotomayor, in turn, appeared to be echoing a line from the Biden-Harris campaign.
So it's about building coalitions, but at the end of the day, it's about a choice about what kind of America you want to live in. And Joe Biden has kind of painted a picture of what the future of America can look like that includes everybody, that actually builds things from the bottom up in the middle.
Yeah,
Donald
sure
Trump
does.
continues to talk about revenge. He continues to talk about giving tax breaks to the rich. He continues to talk about trying to find a way to find immunity, if you can, for him to order SEAL Team 6 to kill political opponents.
Again, what you expect from the libs? Worst case scenario, dumbass scenarios. Some Democrats were enthusiastic about what they look to be presidential immunity, wishing openly for Biden administration to use military to eliminate Trump. Charlie Kirk. Libs are in full meltdown mode, some openly calling for the assassination of the former president. Totally normal. Stable people should control the education of your kids, your businesses, the border, and 2 foreign wars. These are just some of the comments that were made on Twitter. X. Conservatives responded with mockery, referring to reports of President Joe Dimentia's infirmity. Joe Biden can authorize SEAL Team 6 to assassinate his political opponents, but only between 10 and 4. Gee, referencing to what they call, those who have dementia, sundown. In arguing that Trump or any other president could pursue his opponents legally, Democrats appear to concede that that Biden has been doing so illegally. My thoughts. There was a lot there. I was trying to make this video as long as it was, but at the end of the day, that's a hell of a decision to make. Now, what do we look at it? Do we look at it short term or are we looking at it long term? If we're looking at it long term, whoever comes after President Trump, if he gets in office, the only way to stop him from getting in office is to actually, whatever decisions come down regarding the sentencing that comes up later this month, will determine that. Are you going to put the man in prison? Because that's the only way you're going to stop him from being president at this point. Or do you invoke the 25th, which Chip Roy has done out of Texas, to get Biden out? So you kick Biden out, you put Kamala word salad in, knee pads in, and then what do you get? You get a lame duck for the remainder of the session, and then Trump squashes her in November. Doesn't matter. Unless you pull somebody way outside the box that can actually challenge Trump. That's all the scenarios you have. Those are the best case and worst case scenarios you have. But at the end of the day, long term, this has more effect than now. Because like I was trying to say, is that anybody who comes after Trump, and more than likely it will be Ron DeSantis, who comes in after Trump and will hold on to the title for another 4 to 8 years. DeSantis won't do that. That's not DeSantis' makeup. But anyway, we're looking a little way ahead of ourselves here. But again, Teflon Don? You bet. You bet. You bet. And like I said in the intro, quote Dan Patrick, you can't stop them. You can only hope to contain them. And right now, the Democrats can't even do that. They can't even get out of their own fucking way because they got a dementia boy running around, tripping over himself, mumbling to themselves. And it's bad. It's really, really bad. And they're panicking. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.